In 20 years, I see myself being a household name of a photographer. Like, I'm looking at an Andy Warhol Polaroid book. It's like, I want a Sam Dameshek book to be a staple. I want to be recognized as like one of the greatest fashion photographers to ever live, and hopefully did things that broke the mold or like set records. And that's on maybe, I don't even know if you'd call that like a superficial goal, but whatever. It's like what I want to do. I want to make history, and I think I'm going to. So that's where I see myself in 20 years, amongst having hopefully like a, kid or two and a wife, and hopefully own some property and like, like all the basics.
Hey guys, Sam Dameshek here, and I'm going to teach you how to vary your kickflip.
I grew up skating, and when I was in 8th grade, I think it became pretty clear to me that I was not going to be a professional skateboarder. And I'm like, well, cool. How do I stay? I thought, this is the industry I want to be in. I want to be around skateboarding. I want to be like friends with the cool kids at the skate park. So I'll start making skate videos, which really quickly turned into me taking skate photos, and then that turned into me kind of capturing more of like the emotion and the lifestyle behind skateboarding. And I found that that's like what was resonating with me way more was people. Then the idea became really broad of like, wow, okay, I love photographing people, and I'm so not just limited to skating, I'm limited to like anything that I enjoy. It's one of the biggest things that's happened to me in the last year is myself as a photographer has changed. The way I used to shoot, and I think it was great, but it was simple, and I don't think I was thinking nearly as big. And I think every day it's becoming bigger and bigger. But now it's at a point where I'm like, I feel like I can do anything, and I want to do everything. Zig-Zag has quite the legacy. In fact, one that's over 140 years long. The branding and everything has stayed consistent, and that's because it's timeless, and I think that's what makes Zig-Zag so special. So going into today's shoot, we wanted to do something timeless. We're shooting at a location that I guess you'd call a blend of, different European attributes. That's a really classic home. I get to photograph 2 very good friends of mine, which of course is amazing. I'm gonna get to be around a lot of people that appreciate what I do, and I get to be creatively aligned with everybody, and we'll just have a blast. So that's what today's gonna look like. The last year, I've understood the means of how to make certain things happen. It's like put an idea on paper and then break down all the necessary people, things, equipment, lightings, whatever it might be, in order for it to be exactly what you want. I think I took that from like working in the music video biz for a little bit, where that's like a way different type of set, where you have a lot of moving parts. You have 20 people that are, this guy does this, that guy, and I was like, oh, like that's how a big photographer operates. Like, let me take that there. And going from shooting just like organic lifestyle content to like, proper produced ideas is terrifying, but it's also so exciting. I don't think I felt this exciting about like what I'm doing and the possibilities of it since I was 15. That being said, I also have never had like so much of this healthy anxiety since I was 15. It's easy to be complacent and to be in a comfort zone, find something that works and just stick there. And I just see that as like what will make you a failure in the art industry. I know it sounds crazy, but I think like if you want to truly be, a photographer that for 30, 40, 50 years, you're like, it's like you have to want more and more, and to change and grow and add more things to the mix, and accept that it's uncomfortable, but let that uncomfortable drive you. It's like just the idea of wanting to learn more and more, and that's where I'm at right now. It's just like wanting to continuously learn and like step back a little bit, I've learned like you can't force creativity, and I'll have like periods where ideas flow to me so much and it's almost overwhelming. I'll see something, like it could be anything, and then it'll just trigger like a thought in my head, and then that thought normally just smacks me with like, oh my god, yes, whether it's a movie or a song I heard, and then it's right to the pen and paper, and then the next thing is like, what's everything I need for this to be a reality? Could it be a reality? How do I execute it? When do I execute it? Who do I execute it with? And just, it's like writing a bunch of questions and filling in the blanks until you have everything lined up, and then you put a date on the calendar and you do it, nobody cares what your excuse is. Like, if you're doing something for yourself and you have an issue, then it's like, sure, you're entitled to just like not want to deal with it and move on. If you're doing something for something else, it's their time, it's their money, it's their project. I've grown a clothing brand. I know what it's like to be relying on other people. They don't give a if like something, even if it's out of your control, figure it out. And I think as a photographer, it's neglected how like in most scenarios, even if it's so outside of something that had to do with you, it's like you're kind of the leader, captain of the ship. Like, you need to be responsible. It's crazy if you just tell yourself like, there's a way to figure out this issue, and I'm gonna do everything I can until I can't anymore. I would say what makes a project a win is when like I get the film back, and it's I press spacebar, the thumbnail enlarges, and it's exactly what I wanted. It's hard when you're shooting commercial work because it's risky to try new things with clients, but I've found ways where it's like, okay, I'm gonna do what I know works, but hey guys, like bear with me here. Can we try this too? And if it works, you're gonna really love it, so am I. But it might not. And anybody who's down for that, I instantly am like, you're my people. Let's in a non-morbid way say it's like, all right, you do the shoot and then you're kicking the bucket. This is what people remember you by. I'd probably take every dime to my name and invest it in a project. I don't know what it would look like, but something where people are just like, my leaving remark is something where people see it and go, what the like, how did you do that? The subject, somebody where it's really just, not only, it's like shocking who it was, and there's like star power and it's crazy, but also like it being like them being shot or documented in a way that like they never had been before, and that's just like my leaving statement.